tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Morning, Chris. Good to see you. Instagram, we have On the Road of Recovery. Welcome. Why do people join for 2 seconds and leave? Maybe they accidentally hit the, you go through, you accidentally hit the button or something. Like, no, I didn't mean to do that. All right. If you are here, you guys check out this cup. Oh, it's not hot enough. Damn. But when I pour my coffee, I get lightsabers. I get the green one, the red one, and the blue one. Do you know whose those are? Green one is Obi-Wan's. The red one is Darth Vader's, and the blue one is Luke Skywalker's. All right. Now that you guys have been caught up on your Star Wars knowledge. Morning, Paula. Good morning, Facebook user, which is probably a Smitty. It's either a Smitty or it's Amanda, one of the two. So, yeah, I'm getting a little anxious. Not because of this, but because I'm leaving the house. I have to get over that. Morning, correct, Gary. I'm going to a meeting with my friends, so I'll get over it. I'll get over it. So I was thinking this morning. I mean, I've been trying to set something up, right? I've been trying to put together. Okay, good, Amanda. See, I can always guess kinda, but see, they don't do the faces. You do faces. They do the LOL and stuff like that because they're old like me. But yeah, if you're over 50, we just don't understand those emoticons, man. I'm Gen X. We came up with emoticons. I like how Gen X is just staying out of all of this. Gen X is like the AA of Boomer Town or something, So anyway, I would try to put together this party at a place, and at first they acted like, great, we'd love to do it, and then they blew me off, and it is still confusing me. Okay, and it's the Sober Underground. Why are they being dicks to me? I've never even met these people. So if you go there and frequent there, I'm not telling you not to go there. That's stupid. But if you go there and you see Chris or Mary, what I want you to do is say, hey, why haven't you brought Trudging Together and Stay Sober Colorado in yet? Kind of give them a little bit of motivation. Good morning, Jackie. Good to see you. Because the reason that they haven't gotten back to me is because of false information. So that's a good idea, Paula. It's a good idea. That way I could probably figure out, because I'm trying to figure out my own answer. You know what I mean? I don't need to worry about them. Their path is their path. Their decisions are their decisions, right? But when I'm trying to do something, just be honest with me. No, Dion, I don't like you. So no. Or Dion this or Dion, just be honest, man. Morning, Michael. I had one guy say that he wouldn't sponsor me because I hadn't had my shots, but at least he was being honest, right? All right. So getting wise to yourself. Yeah, you wise guy. You wise guy. What are you thinking? No one is going to tell you they don't like you. I know. I tell people I don't like them. I guess I tend to forget that not everybody's like me. When so, but I also do things differently. In my group, there are plenty of people that I don't like that I let share because I'm nice. I'd even let Sober Underground share. I wouldn't say anything because it's not my group, it's our group. And I don't get to make that decision. I would actually have to go to the group and ask you guys, right? So, so getting wise to yourself. That means getting to know yourself. It means telling on yourself. It means busting yourself when you're doing things wrong. Happy Halloween. That's right. Happy Halloween. I'm Green Day. I guess I should have done something, huh? Yeah, I'm not big on. So the last time I dressed up for Halloween, I was William Wallace, and I was in a costume contest, and I looked good, man. I looked almost exactly like William Wallace, Braveheart, and I lost to somebody who was dressed as a woman, and from that day forward, I just nah, I'm not even gonna bother. How stupid. Anyway, I don't know what we digress, right? Hey, isn't that part of getting wise to yourself? That's why I don't really. I like Halloween; it's my favorite one. But let's get to the topic. If I'm going to continue to grow in the program, I must literally get wise to myself. I must remember that for the most part of my life, I have been terribly self-deceived. Yeah, we have been deceiving ourselves. The sin of pride has been at the root the most of my self-deception, usually masquerading under the guise of some virtue. Can't you see the good I'm doing here? Can't you see what it is that I'm doing? Don't you know who I am? I must work continually to uncover pride in all its subtle forms, lest it stop me in my tracks and push me backward once again to the brink of disaster. When it comes to pride, do I believe in the Emerson's word, it is impossible for a man to be cheated by anyone but himself. I hear what they're saying, but no. Uh-uh. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, if we're just going to take pride into, if we're going to take pride into it, right? So, um, I've been seeing a lot of people doing this lately. They're fighting. They're fighting for their recovery. You got to stop fighting. Fighting is going to make you miserable. I saw I saw somebody say earlier, and I get what they're saying. I understand. You guys will get it too. They said, don't make fun of people in our position because you don't know what it's like, um, or don't have an opinion on it, which you can't really tell people not to do. But they were saying you don't know what it's like to wake up every morning and have to fight all day long for your recovery. I understand that. I get that. I remember being in that place. And I will tell you, once you stop fighting that, life will become a lot easier. Calling yourself out on your own bullshit. Jackie's in the Halloween spirit. I love it. Call yourself out on your bullshit. Is so welcome, man. This is daily reflections, and we just kind of get together. And they left. I don't need to explain it. So, all right, I'm gonna read out of the big book. The alcoholic is like a tornado roaring his way through the lives of others. Hearts are broken, sweet relationships are dead, affections have been uprooted. Selfish and inconsiderate habits have kept the home in turmoil. We feel a man is unthinking when he says that sobriety is enough. Anybody have anything to say on that? sobriety is not enough. Okay? Otherwise, you're the little boy whistling in the dark. You want recovery. Right? You want recovery. See, when people, you don't know how hard this sobriety thing is. Well, when are you going to make that switch from being sober to being in recovery? Been a while since I talked about the difference between being sober and in recovery. The difference is doing the work. That's the simple answer, right? He is like a farmer who came up out of his cyclone cellar to find his home ruined. To his wife, he remarked, "Don't see anything the matter here, Ma. Ain't it grand the wind stopped blowing?" I say that to my wife all the time. I drive my wife nuts with shit. I love repeating things. Yeah, isn't it? Well, look, wind stopped blowing. Life's great again. Yep. Yes, there is a long period of reconstruction ahead. We must take the lead. This is all instructions. All right. Sobriety versus sobriety. Thanks, Amanda. Um, we must take the lead. Remorseful mumbling that we are sorry won't fill the bill at all. Okay. We're talking about the ninth step a little bit here, but I'm going to utilize it for something else. We ought to sit down with the family and frankly analyze the past as we now see it, being very careful not to criticize them. Their defects may be glaring, but the chances are that their own actions are partly responsible. So we clean house with the family, asking each morning in meditation that our Creator show us the way of patience, tolerance, kindliness, and love. The spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it. Yes. It's hard for me to know. I need God's help and direction at all times. I hear you, Chris, because I asked God first. I talked to God about something this morning, and I wasn't sure if I should be praying for it or about it or not. So I asked his direction on it. Absolutely. Almost everything that I do involves God. Unless one's family expresses a desire to live upon spiritual principles, we think we ought not to urge them. My wife was okay with it, but my kids, not really. They decided they wanted to go a different direction. They attended Alateen for a little bit. They enjoyed it, you know. But no, we don't do anything spiritual together. That might happen in time, but there is a certain level of respect and stuff there. They don't want to live that life. So I'm not going to try and convince them either. I don't see them being totally unhappy. If that Our behavior will convince them more than our words anyway, right? So there we are. We must remember that 10 or 20 years of drunkenness would make a skeptic of anyone. There may be some wrongs we can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we could right them if we could. Some people cannot be seen. We send them an honest letter, and there may be a valid reason for postponement in some cases. But we do not delay if it can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile or scraping. Now, I know that they're talking about the ninth step, but why don't we take that as a direction? Because it's right there. I am up. I don't need that right now. Right? So we should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile or scraping. So that means that I need to have respect to other people whilst having boundaries. Right? Doesn't mean you get to knock me apart either. I'm not going to sit there and listen to you bash me. Ain't going to happen. I will end the conversation and leave. Nope. Maybe. I might. Depends on the situation. Right? So try being sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile, scraping, and living it. Because that, my friends, is a spiritual theory. and or is not a theory. It's a spirit. It's a spiritual principle, and we have to live that, right? So, are you being sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble? As God's people, we stand on our own 2 feet. We don't crawl before anyone. Nope, I will not do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Well, if you're the Pope, yeah. But anybody besides the Pope, nope. I will not bow to you. No. You ever see 300? Well, we might have a problem there. All right, here's the part I wanted to get to. Yes, it's the 9th step, promises. So, how are we going to use the promises to getting wise to ourselves? If we're painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. Okay. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. Do you feel it? These are check-ins. These are check-ins, man. Go through the promises. If they're not happening, go back. Pretty easy. Or be willing. Suddenly become willing for this stuff to happen in your life. How about that? We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. Did you do a good 4th and 5th step? That's what that is. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace, meaning we did a great 3rd step. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. We know that because we are sharing our experience, strength, and our hope in meetings. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear because you are doing service work. Because you are speaking in meetings and creating a host of friends. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. You're now in the traditions and you're working the traditions and you understand that AA as a whole is what matters and not just your sobriety. You understand that AA meetings are for newcomers. Self-seeking will slip away. It means you're willing to do 12-step work. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Okay, 4th and 5th. Actually, that'll be 6 and 7, right? We will, our whole fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. There's our fear inventory. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. That means you are recovered. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. That means that's insanity. It means you are no longer insane, that you can use your brain. Is that happening to you? Does that make sense on how you can utilize the promises, getting wise on yourself? Did you think they were just supposed to happen? No, you're supposed to look at them, accept them, come into agreement to them that it's happening in your life. Yes, 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 yes. All of that's happening in my life. All of it. Including the economic insecurity. May I know that button-popping pride is inappropriate for me as a recovering addict. It hides my faults from me. It turns people off and gets in the way of my helping of helping others. It halts my progress. Excuse me. It halts my progress because it makes me think I've done enough self-searching and I'm cured. I pray to my higher power that I may be realistic enough to accept my success in the program without giving in to pride. Today I'll remember pride halts progress. All right. I think that's all I've got on it. Yeah, all right. You guys, thanks for being here. I said I don't care about the time anymore. We went 20 minutes. I don't even look at it anymore, which is kind of nice. And I want to thank you guys for that. Last call girl, thanks for. Oh, she was here and then gone. She must got a job. Why would somebody name last call girl? Okay. Keep your spirits high. You the sheet. You're on fire. You're on fire. Oh, all right, guys. Thank you everybody for being here. I love you guys. Have a great Halloween. Be safe out there. Be nice to people. I love